Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is long overdue because I promised to battle these products a really long time ago, but I am going to be comparing the real Black Opal products versus the fake ones. So if you want to see how well these products stack up on my face and last throughout an entire day, then keep watching. So first of all, before we jump into the Black Opal video, I just wanted to give a major shout out to Wigs.com because I absolutely adore this unit. This is the Brazilian virgin hair bob wig. Something. I don't know. It has a really long name, so I never remember it. I'll have it on the screen and linked down below if you want to see a direct unboxing, cutting, shaping, whatever in video that I did for their channel. Definitely check it out. I will link it down below. And I absolutely love this wig. I've had it for 2 months and it is still it looks better every day. So I am obsessed with this wig. Absolutely love it. They did send it to me for review, so major shout out to them. But yeah, that's all I have to say, so let's jump into the video. So it's literally been an hour that I've had everything on my face, and I know that I am looking kind of shiny-ish, radiant. Let's go for radiant on the monitor. So I don't know if that's coming through on camera or not, but in person my skin just looks healthy and glowy and alive. So I just wanted to jump in really quickly and say that this isn't sweat coming through yet. When I get greasy, you will definitely see that I am greasy, but as it stands right now, I think it looks pretty good. So I'm just going to jump straight into the demo. And I forgot to tell you the time that I was starting to put on my foundation. So it is about 10:20 when I start this because it's about 11:20 right now. So check-in time is 10:20 a.m. And yeah, let's jump into the demo, see how well these products go on, see my initial thoughts, and then I'll come back in for my first check-in later on in the day. As you can see, I do have a pretty even amount of product on both sides of my face, so I'm just going to blend this into my skin. And one thing that I've already noticed is that the fake side is a lot less pigmented than the real one. After the first swipe, I wanted to go over it again because I felt like it didn't deposit as much as the real one did onto my skin. But to be fair, I'm just going to use the same amount, blend it in, and then we'll see where we are. So this is what one layer looks like on my face. They both feel pretty lightweight on my skin, but I can kind of tell that there's something going on this side of my face, whereas on the real one, I can't feel it whatsoever. As I was blending it out, I kind of feel like the real one went a bit further than the fake one did because I was kind of struggling to spread it everywhere and get my skin even. Whereas with the real one, I just blended it in and it moved everywhere that it needed to be, and it gave me enough coverage. So I'm going to go into the second layer on both sides and then we'll see how good they look built up. As I'm blending out the fake side, I feel like it kind of just dissolves into the part of my face where the stick has actually touched. So moving it around to cover my eyes and cover the other areas of my face is kind of difficult. Whereas with the real one, it just spreads around really easily. I do hope it's coming through on camera, just that this side just has less pigmentation. Therefore, you need more to get the same amount of coverage because I do feel like this side of my face has a little less coverage than this one does. Even right now, you can see on this side of my nose, I have a lot less coverage than I do on this one. So I really hope it's coming through on camera that as much as they look like the finish is the same, I feel like this side of my face just has better coverage. So before I set my entire face with powder, I will go in with the Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer underneath my eyes and just sort of try to cover the bags on both sides of my face. So I've gone in with the concealer and I was flipping the brush over on the other side so there's no cross-contamination between the sides. But I am noticing something very interesting underneath my eye, especially on this side. It kind of looks like it's starting to break up and separate as I'm blending the concealer on top of it. So it doesn't seem like products layer on very well on top of the fake side, whereas the real side looks pretty smooth, pretty even. I'm not noticing any breaking apart of any sort. Even just right underneath my eye, I don't know if you can see that, but it does look like the product is starting to separate there. Whereas on the real side, the products are laying on top of each other really well without any issues, without any breaking up. And then I'm going to set it to the fake powder on top of the fake side and the real powder on top of the real side. So this is what both sides of my face look like completely set. And you can clearly see that this side does look just drier and more crepey than this one does. This side looks healthy and alive, whereas this side just looks like it's kind of sucking the life out of itself. I don't understand because there is still a glow, but my skin looks dry. So I don't quite understand what's happening, but I'm going to go do the rest of my face and then come back in for my first check-in. It is now 5:11 p.m. so it's almost exactly 7 hours into my foundation wear test. So I'm just going to take off my spectacles and we'll take a look at how both sides did. I think the first thing that I noticed instantly is that on my nose, the foundation on the fake side seems to have rubbed off completely, whereas on this side it has rubbed off, but it seems easier to just pat back into place. So definitely winning on the real side. You can see on the tip of my nose, it does look very spotty. And this is happening mostly on the fake side of my nose as opposed to the real one. I have been avoiding touching my face throughout the entire day, but I have accidentally brushed up against it or whatever. And as you can see on the fake side, it just rubs off, whereas on the real one, it kind of stays on. So I mean, I am looking super greasy, especially now that all my lights are on. I am looking super oily on both sides, so that's definitely not good considering I did powder them. But I would like to note that the powder that I did use is the Soft Velvet Finishing Powder. So it's not necessarily supposed to be a mattifying powder. It's more meant to give you that airbrushed, perfect looking finish as opposed to like keeping you matte all day. And I am wearing a cream foundation, though I do have dry skin. So it's really not good that either one of them is getting this greasy on me 7 hours in, considering I've been indoors, I've been in a very controlled environment. Like, I haven't done anything that should cause my dry skin to get this greasy. So with this foundation, you will definitely have to blot, and if you have oily skin, I might avoid this just because like, you don't need this to happen every hour. So before I blot it and sort of disperse the foundation, I did want to show you the area around my mouth. On the fake side, it has faded a lot more than it has on the real one. If you check right above my lip and almost into my crease, you can see that the foundation has started fading. Whereas on the real side, the crease actually doesn't look terrible. I mean, you can see a small indentation, but it is fading a little bit less on this side, though it has started breaking apart around my mouth. So that's definitely something to note. And it's kind of weird, but I feel like I'm only oily in my T-zone, because if you look on my cheek area, even on the fake side, the outer parts of my face don't really seem quite as oily as the center parts, and I have very dry skin on the center parts of my face, so both foundations are reacting with my skin to make it very oily, and I don't quite understand what's happening because even my forehead is usually quite dry, and you can see it is pretty greasy all through, but the fading has happened more on the fake side, and I've been putting on and taking off my wig, so both sides of my forehead have been put under the same conditions, and you can see very clear fading on this side of my face, whereas on this side, everything still looks intact. I think that's the overall message with this video, is that yes, you can buy the fake for $1, but it's really not worth it because of spots like this. You see this area right around my cheek, like right above my blush, you can kind of see that the foundation has faded on my face, and like my skin is peeking through, so it makes my entire face look sort of patchy and spotty, whereas I don't have spots in that place. So apparently, especially when oily, neither sides are transfer proof, so it does show that both sides will just smudge right off if you do hug someone, but I feel like it's a lot easier to smudge off the fake side than it is on the real side, so that's definitely a plus for the real one. So one more point against the fake side, and then we'll just forget about it completely. As you can see on my forehead, on the dry patches, it is sort of clinging to them and accentuating the texture that I do have, and that's not happening on my equally dry forehead on this side, which has a real product. So I cannot tell you enough how much I recommend buying the real product, because I read an article the other day that said that fake makeup has rat poop inside it because of the factories that it's made in. They're like dirty and poorly kept, so they have rats everywhere, and it kind of makes its way into the makeup products itself. So even putting this on my face was really not an ideal situation for me. Whether it's a foundation or the powder, I would not recommend that whatsoever. I really like the Black Opal because it is affordable. Is it the best foundation I've ever tried? No, because neither side seem to be really transfer proof, and I think I would have to go in with a much more heavy duty powder in order to stay mattified all day. But with the fake one, you can tell that the quality is so much lower, and the Black Opal is so affordable that there really is no reason to go for the fake ones, if that makes any sense. Because now that my face is mattified, I really do like this foundation. I just feel like the fake side sits on top of my skin really weirdly, whereas the Black Opal, the genuine one, blends into my face really easily. I think this is gonna be my last check-in because I'm not gonna powder again, so it's definitely going to get oily again. So I'm just going to end things here at the 7-hour mark. You definitely have to blot with this foundation. You cannot, especially if you have oily skin, you cannot make the mistake of going 7 hours without like looking at your face, because you will be a greasy mess. And at this point, we're just gonna forget about the fake one and talk about the real one, because I've never actually tried it before, so this was sort of a first impressions for me, and it doesn't seem to do all that well with oil control. But now that it's mattified, it looks so skin-like. It just blends into my face and looks absolutely fantastic. So I 100% recommend the Black Opal. This is their old packaging. As you can see with the powders, they do have new packaging, so everything has been rebranded and it looks super good. So I do have a couple of other Black Opal products, and if you want me to review this, leave a comment down below and I will let you know how these perform. But as you can see, the packaging is absolutely stunning. This is a mineral matte cream to powder foundation, and this is the ultra matte foundation powder. So if you want to see these on my channel, let me know down below. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this helpful. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Be sure to subscribe, and I will see you in my next video.